Hello everybody, welcome to HopTopics. My name is Matthew.
I'm Cameron.
This is where we talk about beer
and movies.
Yeah. Today's movie that we're talking about is a cult classic.
Yep, the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yes.
Yeah, not really a whole lot needs to be said about this movie, but
Nonsense.
well, we're going to talk about it anyways, because that's what we want to do, is cult classics, since, movie theaters aren't currently open, although opening up slowly.
In July.
July,
I think the 10th.
We'll be able to get back to new movies soon, too.
Yeah.
But, obviously the beer part is the second most important part of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe second, maybe first. But we're drinking Mike Hess's Salted by Feather Pillows. It's a double hazy IPA, 8% alcohol, and yeah, we'll be getting into that too. Mm-hmm. But first, the movie.
Yeah. One of my favorite movies. I love this movie. I've seen this movie so many times. I've gone to audience-enhanced performances in theaters. It's an all-around fun movie, and it just gets that much better the more times you see it, because you notice more things more and more as you watch the movie.
Yeah, I gotta agree. Like, definitely, I've only seen it a couple of times. I've always found it entertaining. The songs are super catchy and fun to sing. I've never been to the live audience interaction for it, so something I definitely would be interested in checking out at some point. But yeah, all in all, fun movie, really entertaining, great music, and just the genre bending and like all the different things that are happening in that movie, especially with like sexuality in terms of openness and getting this really straight couple to be extremely promiscuous and adventurous is super entertaining.
Yeah, just like, and then like the overall transgender way before its time, like,
yeah.
it's like super
I mean, this is the mid '70s, and it started off as an actual stage show in Britain, and then was adapted to the movie. Added plot points and longer runtime to fill out an hour and a half, but still basically the same concept and idea. Mm-hmm. And massively popular stage show.
Yeah, the stage show was huge in Britain, and then after it became a movie, they took it off the shelves after movie theaters after a week of showing. It did not do great in the original airing of the movies. It didn't become more of a hit until it went to movie theaters for midnight showings and stuff like that, such as like other movies like Pink Flamingo and stuff like that. But don't watch that movie. That movie's terrible. Yeah,
here to give you our opinion.
And then it gave you, and then like it just became this massive thing that like people just started showing up to. They would be dressing up, and they would start, and then
performing with the movie.
They would start shouting out in between lines, like adding more to the movie.
Yeah.
It's so much fun when you actually go and see it.
Yeah.
It gets you more into the movie.
Yeah.
When you become part of this thing, and it's wonderful. It's just great.
Which for many has earned it the title of like probably one of the absolute best cult classic movies of all time.
Yep.
Because 40 years after its release, it's still a hugely popular thing for people to go to these movies and dress up, interact, have the audience interact, and do all these crazy things, and there's no signs of it ever slowing down or stopping.
Oh yeah, no, it's gonna continue on, and the overall inclusion of this movie just makes it that much better about everything. It's so nice.
Yeah.
Plus, it's funny. It's got great musical notes to it. It's got like a great actors in it. I mean, like, this was Tim Curry's first movie role before he went into other movies such as It and, like, everything else that he's done throughout his career. But yeah, it's wonderful.
It really is. It's a great movie. And, you know, I feel like if I had seen the live show, I'd probably enjoy it that much more, you know? I feel like the more you watch it, the more into it you get. So it'll definitely be a movie that, you know, even without seeing the live show or anything, I'll still probably revisit again a little down the line, and I'll probably enjoy it that much more, you know? Yeah, especially, I mean, I think what really helps it stand out is how great the music is.
Mm-hmm.
Because, one, it's super catchy. It's got that kind of, like, mix between bubblegum pop and glam rock music. And it's even got Meatloaf in it.
Meatloaf's in it.
Meatloaf, the man.
Yep. Who was also in, had to take over Tim Curry for a little bit on the stage performance.
On the stage performance.
It was Dr. Frank-N-Furter for a little while.
Yeah. But, yeah, the music is the first, like, really big catch for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And then you kind of get more into the themes of, you know, the transgender and the open sexuality and, you know, just giving yourself up to absolute pleasure is how they put it in the movie. And, you know, absolutely nothing wrong with that. I mean, enjoy life. You're only here once, right?
That's right.
But yeah, concepts that are now being more fully embraced, but back in 1975 when this movie came out was, you know, a lot more closeted. At the time.
people would get arrested over it, and they would be fired over it. They'd lose their jobs, lose their families. Like, people would be disowned, and like it was a lot worse than it is now. It's still not great. It's not where it should be, but it's getting better. But I think this was a nice outlet for a lot of people back then, and like to basically be around people that were, you know, who also thought they were alone. And like being seen with a big group of people it's nice. It's helpful to know that you're not alone. You're not out there like just wandering around by yourself.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, we can't really have a spoiler section for this because this movie is over 45 years old.
Exactly.
If you haven't seen it, you should probably see it. I mean, we're not really giving away any plot points anyways.
No, we're basically just talking about like overall themes and music.
Plot twist. They're aliens.
Yeah.
Which really brings in really reels in the whole sci-fi theme, you know? And like you kind of have a science fiction horror theme going throughout like the early middle part of the movie towards the end, and then the absolute end of the movie is just like wacky science fiction campiness, and it's probably my favorite part of the movie because it's just super weird and like what is with these costumes and these props and everything going on, these effects. Oh man, I know it's 1975, but dang, it's so campy. But it's intentionally campy. It's supposed to be that way.
Yeah.
And, you know, they turned down a massive budget in order to maintain the stage aesthetic and to put more money into just making it right instead of making it big.
Yeah.
Mick Jagger was almost Frank-N-Furter.
Yeah, he auditioned for Frank-N-Furter. He tried really hard to become that role.
Yeah. Freaking Steve Martin.
Steve Martin
was almost in this movie.
Yeah, he auditioned for the part of Brad.
I mean, dang. And then Susan Sarandon, now obviously a much bigger name than she was back then.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
I mean, still, that's a huge name to have in this movie.
Yep.
So, yeah, and it's cool that they maintained largely the entire cast from the stage productions too.
Yeah, the people that played Riff-Raff, Magenta, Columbia, and Frank-N-Furter were all part of the stage performance.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it just makes it like they tried really hard to keep the same aesthetic that they did from the stage performance to the movie,
Yeah.
which I really, really like.
It's a very endearing and charming quality to the movie that I absolutely love about the movie.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, it's just an all-around really entertaining, weird, funny movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I think anybody can really get into it if they wanted to, if they want to be open about it. It's definitely, like, it starts off a little, like, more traditional musicals at the time, and, you know, like the Damn It Janet song, you kind of get a little weirdness with the monotone, Janet.
Janet.
But, you know, that kind of like builds up the comedy aspect of it.
And when you see that, when you go see your audience performance with it, you're just gonna laugh so much harder when you watch it without the audience performance, because it's gonna go off in your head,
Right.
and it's just everything just makes it that much better.
Oh man, one of these days, man. One of these days.
It's gonna happen. We're gonna go. I'm gonna go again. Well, I'll go. It's gonna be hilarious.
We'll make a thing of it.
Yes.
But yeah, and then it goes into them actually getting to the castle, and then we get the time warp, which is probably the catchiest,
a most well-known song.
Most well-known song from
the
movie.
Yeah.
And it starts getting a little weird there, but it doesn't really you don't really understand how weird this movie's going to be until Tim Curry shows up, and you see just where this movie wants to take you, and see what kind of direction that they're really putting this movie in. And yeah, it's a movie where you literally don't know. If you've never seen it before, you have no idea where it's going to go, what's going to happen, how it's going to end.
Constantly surprised the entire movie.
It is just one twist after another, and so weird, so funny. You know, just talking about it makes me like it more.
Yeah.
You know, I watched it. We watched it last night to just kind of review it, have it fresh in our heads, so that when we talk about it, we can bring up points that that we enjoy about the movie. And now that I'm talking about it more, I'm like, it really is a fun movie.
Yeah.
I actually really like this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if you had asked me last night, I'm like, yeah, it was good. It was fun. I liked it.
Yeah.
But now that I'm talking about it more, I'm just like, I actually really liked it. Yeah. It's actually a lot of fun.
It's a fun, entertaining movie, and even though I've seen it 15, 20 times, it still holds its charm through all those viewings, and yeah, it's just nice. It's just nice.
Yeah. But we've rambled about the movie for a little while. Let's talk about beer.
Beer.
You probably know plenty about Rocky Horror, but you might not know about this beer. And this beer is, as we said before, Assaulted by Feather Pillows. It's from Mike Hess Brewing out of San Diego. And double hazy IPA, which up until oh my god, that's hilarious. That even makes it more appropriate for this movie. I'll kind of show that in a second. But Mike Hess out of San Diego, double hazy. It's 8%, so it's a big beer. It's got a lot of flavor to it. It's very, juicy, but the hoppiness really comes through. I really enjoy this beer, even though I'm really tired of hazies.
Yeah.
It seems like every other new beer that comes out is a hazy. And then, IPAs are still my favorite, but every third beer to come out is an IPA.
Yeah.
So it's like you get IPA, hazy, something different. Then back to hazy, and then IPA, and then something different.
Yeah.
And, hazies really need to calm down, but I guess people really do like that juicy, fruity quality while still having some body and some hops to it.
Yep.
So I understand the craze. It's just not as much my thing. But this beer still shows through the hops really well. It's 8%, so it's really big and really flavorful.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I could see myself buying this again. You know, a couple 6-packs of this here and there.
Oh yeah.
You know, to have throughout. Well, I'd say the week for most people that drink, but you know.
We don't do that.
I really like beer. And if you could see this belly, you'd understand. I really like beer.
Yeah. Beer is good.
Beer is good.
And stuff.
But, oh, yeah. What he was pointing out, you can see it on there. Yep. That little picture right there. Just like at the wedding at the beginning of the movie, where, Riff-Raff and Magenta are just like those characters.
Yep.
I mean,
and the painting also shows up in the movie too.
Yeah.
Like throughout the movie, it's kind of
right. Abrupt editing cuts here. My memory card filled up right towards the end of talking about this beer.
Yep.
I am not exactly sure where we left off, but big flavor, high alcohol percentage, tasty beer. Mike Hess. Feather pillows.
Mm-hmm.
In summation.
Yep.
What would you rate this beer, man?
Ooh. 4 red lips out of 5.
I like the rating 4. I definitely right there with you. I'm gonna have to go 4 glitter gold shorts out of 5.
I like it. It's a good one.
Yeah. The only thing saving you from complete nudity.
Yep. That's the thing. There's like no nudity throughout the entire movie.
I mean,
other than statues.
The statues, and you can see Columbia's nipples sticking out of the top of her corset at the end. Yeah. But that's about it. No full boob shots.
Nope.
No full on like naked ass shots or and definitely no junk shots.
Nope.
But still, I mean, it was still 1975, so it was crazy as they went with all the everything they did. Yeah, they were still rather tame in terms of of reading.
Mm-hmm.
So. Yeah. But, and I'm sure this is kind of arbitrary at this point, but what would you rate the movie?
Definitely go see this movie.
Yeah.
Like, if you are willing to go through the initiation, go see it with a performance troupe. It just adds that much more to the movie. But if you just want to watch it and get a feel for the movie at first, definitely watch it at home. It's a great movie. It's totally worth a watch.
Yeah, absolutely. As far as cult classics go, this is a 100% must see. And it's just kind of culturally important, I think, to see.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's very open. It's a very, broad subject matter kind of movie. Mm-hmm. And I absolutely think that everybody should see it at least once.
Yeah, definitely.
And, if you weren't completely disgusted by it, see it more times. Because, as I can tell you, the more you see it, the more you enjoy it.
Oh, definitely.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
But with that, I think we're going to wrap this one up. Definitely thought it was going to be a little bit shorter than 20 minutes, but yeah. It is what it is.
Sure.
So, here's to you.
Here's to me.
Friends for life we shall always be.
But if by chance we disagree?
Well, then screw you.
Here's to me. Cheers.